Today I'm going to talk with you about safe ab exercises for diastasis recti. So first off, diastasis recti is when you get that separation down the midline of the abdominals, right? For many women, it is from pregnancy, but it doesn't just affect women that have had babies. Men can get it as well. Women can get it who haven't had babies. Sometimes it can happen because we've done so many crunches during our lifetime, and when you've really worked to do a lot of flexion and really work those six-pack muscles, the rectus abdominis, it can pull apart at that midline. And so instead, what I like to teach is really getting into more of our fascial system and not just our muscular system, because when it really comes down to it, with diastasis recti, what we really need to be thinking about is working from the inside outward. So many times we look at just and get so fixated on bringing those six-pack muscles together, when the reality of it is we have to look at our entire body, especially our entire core, starting with the base of our pelvis, which involves our pelvic floor. I get a lot of women that reach out to me like, Erica, I just want to fix my diastasis. Like, that's it, that's all I want to do. I don't need all this pelvic floor stuff, and I don't need all this other stuff. I'm like, but you do. You do need to understand about your pelvic floor connection. You do need to understand about your posture. You do need to understand that we can't be really kyphotic and rounded and tighten our neck in order to work to heal diastasis. It's a full body approach. There are definitely safe ab exercises that you can do to work to heal diastasis recti, but we have to first shift our mindset and realize, like, oh, we're not just going to wrap a towel around us and think we're going to cinch those abdominals together. It just doesn't work like that. So one of the first steps is to really work to reconnect with our pelvic floor, because we want to work on strengthening the fascia of our abdomen, of our deep core. And in order to effectively activate the deep layers of our core and our abdominal wall, we have to initiate from our pelvic floor. It is not possible to properly activate the abdominal wall without activating lightly from our pelvic floor. Now, a lot of women that I end up working with are too tight in their pelvic floor, and actually that tightness, the gripping in the pelvic floor, and a lot of times the gripping in the low back, and just the gripping in the abdominal, the rectus abdominal muscles and the oblique muscles, can be what maybe has contributed to diastasis recti. So, for example, during pregnancy, on my Knocked Up Fitness prenatal membership, we spend a lot of time teaching our moms, yes, how to properly connect to their deep core, but also how to release and relax and allow that tissue to stretch, and we learn how to connect more through our fascial system. And to connect with our fascia, we have to learn to connect lighter. Anytime we're gripping through our abdominal muscles, or our glutes for that matter, we are shutting off our deeper layers of our core, which is what we need in order to strengthen our deep core and to help to heal diastasis recti. So many times, I've got to get everybody to, like, let's take a step back, let's learn to release and relax through our pelvic floor. This goes for any time in life, and again, this can work for men as well. And I've seen it all the time, right? There's just too many abdominal crunches, and I teach this specifically like in my core rehab program. I want to work you back to doing flexion, because flexion is a part of life, right? We get up and down from the ground, but we can't keep doing that while we have this weakened internal deep core system, right? So initially, right, we've got to connect with our pelvic floor. That's a big one. We have to stop gripping through our muscles. And then we have to reevaluate the exercises we are doing to reconnect with our deep core and to essentially heal diastasis. So a couple things to pay attention to know whether the exercises that you are doing are effective or not is if you see the coning of the belly, right? So during pregnancy, it's really pretty easy to spot. After pregnancy, it's a little bit harder. But if you're doing like a flexion exercise and you notice like you've got this ridge, like it'll be like your belly is like, pretty flat, and then you have this like little alien ridge that comes up in the middle. Well, that is essentially like, okay, we don't have good fascial tensegrity and connection in our abdominal wall, so we're causing that intra-abdominal pressure, and we're pushing our intestines, our organs, like out in between that space, right? So this is why also it's really important, and diastasis recti does matter. Like, doctors might say, oh, it's just for vanity's sake. I don't believe that one bit, because if we have diastasis recti and we don't have good abdominal fascial connection to help hold our organs in, we can actually have worse constipation and stagnation in our digestive system. So there's so much more interconnection going on. And so when we're thinking about what are safe ab exercises to do for diastasis recti, well, it's so much more than just, oh, well, these are the 5 exercises I can do. We have to really evaluate how are we doing them and how are we connecting. So if you see that ridge on anything, you can know, oh, it's too intense, it's putting too much pressure in my abdominal cavity that I'm not yet strong enough to connect with. And that's a really, really, really big piece that I love to teach, because here's the deal, is we can't just keep forcing our body to do what we think it needs to be doing in order to get where we think we want it to go. We actually have to take a step back, reconnect with our body in a way that we never have before, so that we can rehabilitate it, we can heal our body through movement, through the mindset pieces, to become stronger than we ever have before. And I hear that all the time from women. And it's possible. I've done it with myself. I've done it with many, many, many thousands of other women. It's so amazing. Now, the other big piece of this to know whether an exercise is effective for you is, oh, can you feel your pelvic floor connection? I cannot stress this, this goes for men as well. If you feel pressure pushing down on your pelvic floor, then you're not effectively activating the deeper layers of your core. And so in order to activate, again, our fascia, because believe it or not, we have much more fascia in our abdominal wall here that helps hold our organs in, that actually helps our belly become flatter. You can do all the crunches in the world and it actually can make your belly protrude outward and lead to stagnation of your digestive system and poor posture, and your energy's like really kind of crunching down and inward in your body. But when we flip that around, we learn to lengthen through our muscles. We activate fascia of our body, and fascia can actually become stronger than our muscles, which is what's so stinking amazing about all of this. We have more support because we have fascia in our abdominal wall. We have these sheaths, these layers. And as that becomes stronger and lengthened, it helps to not only close the gap in the diastasis recti, but what you should be more concerned about is that tensegrity. Like, oh, okay, when I check for abdominal separation, which I'll link that video below for all of you if you're like, I don't even know if I have diastasis recti, that's okay. These tips are really good for everybody, regardless, really, whether you have diastasis, because my methods initially were designed to help to heal diastasis. And oh, next thing we know, it helps with pelvic floor dysfunction, it helps with back pain and neck pain, because why? Everything in the body is so connected. So when we really think about, oh, let's lengthen through our abdominal wall and work to become stronger fascially, it helps to support our organs. It helps to support our spine, give us more space, give us more energy, help you to feel more confident, stand taller. Like, it's like this whole trickle effect of everything else that happens. Pelvic floor dysfunction starts to decrease, and all of that. And another big thing with that is we really need to be more concerned with, again, when we check for diastasis, it's not as matter of how much spacing you have for diastasis. It's really, can be when you check and then you put a whole fist in your abdominal cavity, or even if you only have a 1 finger width space, which, side note, is normal. If you look at a 6-pack, like, there's that little linea alba down the middle, so you're never gonna get like those 6-pack muscles like flushed together, because there should be like a 1 finger width space. What we don't want is, even when you check and you have a 1 finger width space, or you have a 4 finger width space, that you can really push down into your abdominal cavity and you can like really feel the ridges. Because what that means is our fascia is weak. And the most amazing piece about all that is that you can strengthen it. You can do something about it. So I get very fired up, and I've like talked way longer on this video than I planned, but it's very, very exciting to know that, oh, we can improve the fascia of our body. We can improve the tensegrity of it, which is the connection of it. We can improve the amount of it, which has a whole trickle effect for our entire body. Okay, so I know you thought I was going to move today. I was just going to talk because I just share all that information with you. I'll put the link below for how to check for diastasis, as well as I know I've got a video coming up soon that's going to show more. So reach out if any of you have any questions. And if you want to learn a little bit more, go to my website at ericaseal.com.